What is an executive assistant? The simple answer is a person employed to assist a high-level manager or professional with correspondence, appointments, and administrative tasks. I'm sure you have read that exact description somewhere else. Let's delve a little deeper here and learn more about why these professionals are sought after. So, what is the difference between an executive assistant and a personal assistant? Okay, people have used the two titles interchangeably, but they're not exactly the same, although their responsibilities do overlap sometimes. So, what is a personal assistant? The personal assistant's job is to take care of menial organizational and administrative tasks so that their employers can have more time to focus on their goals. So basically, you can expect a personal assistant to handle tasks like scheduling meetings and appointments, taking calls and messages, drafting emails, booking travel, transport and accommodation, preparing reports, managing databases, conducting research and filing systems, liaising with staff and clients, performing basic general bookkeeping, and running day-to-day errands. The tasks personal assistants handle differ from company to company, so there may be a few responsibilities missing from that list. It should be noted that it is also possible for personal assistants to work for a wealthy individual or household instead of a company. So, what is an executive assistant? On the other hand, the executive assistant is generally associated with the business sector, so you won't see a celebrity hiring one. They usually support executives and upper management, including chief executive officers. An executive assistant can do all the things that a personal assistant can do. In fact, most executive assistants started out as personal assistants before they moved up the career ladder so they can do personal assistant tasks if needed. However, executive assistants are expected to do so much more. So now, here's the main difference between the two titles. Executive assistants can be called upon to take their boss's place in meetings and speak on their behalf. A personal assistant won't be asked to perform a high-level task like that. As a matter of fact, executive assistants are often asked for advice on business issues, and they can also make important decisions. Executive assistants often supervise lower-level administrative personnel, and they are tasked with training incoming clerical staff as well. So, what is it that makes an executive assistant so valuable? Why is having an executive assistant more of a necessity than a luxury these days? We've covered this before in a previous article, but it's worth repeating here. You see, an executive assistant can learn to think as you do, especially if she is committed to upholding your company's culture, core beliefs, and values. Can you imagine having someone on your team who understands exactly how your mind works? That would be a huge plus. Now everyone has their strengths, and no matter how brilliant you are, you have weaknesses as well. The good news is that an executive assistant can step in and fill the gap to offset your weaknesses. You don't have to stress yourself out if you have an executive assistant around because she can pick up the slack when you struggle. Think of your assistant as a trusted confidant who can anticipate your needs and get things done without being asked. And this leads us to another key difference between an executive assistant and a personal assistant. An executive assistant needs to have a proactive mindset so she can stay one step ahead and address issues before they become major problems. That way, you won't be spending so much time putting out fires. Meanwhile, a personal assistant's role is much more reactive as they respond to issues that may arise. Of course, having a proactive mindset is just one of the key skills executive assistants are expected to have. An effective executive assistant should also be flexible. She has to be open and willing to learn new things, take on new challenges, and adapt to new and changing situations. Being a good multitasker helps as well, since executive assistants are going to be called upon to handle a variety of tasks for their employers. So, just how important is the role of the executive assistant? Writing for the Harvard Business Review, Melba J. Duncan, the president of the Duncan Group and the author of The New Executive Assistant, had this to say about how executive assistants can contribute to the efficiency of an organization. Duncan said, "Simply put, the best executive assistants are indispensable. Microsoft will never develop software that can calm a hysterical sales manager, avert a crisis by redrafting a poorly worded email, smooth a customer's ruffled feathers, and solve a looming HR issue, all within a single hour, and all without interrupting the manager to whom such problems might otherwise have proven a distraction. Executive assistants give companies and managers a human face. They're troubleshooters, translators, help desk attendants, diplomats, human databases, travel consultants, amateur psychologists, and ambassadors to the inside and outside world." That sounds like a ringing endorsement. So, how to go about hiring your executive assistant? Now that you know how indispensable executive assistants can be, let us show you where to find one without breaking the bank. You see, the average hourly wage for an executive assistant in the United States is around $30 per hour, so not everyone can afford to hire one. Fortunately, you can always find one overseas. Onlinejobs.ph is a good option because there are plenty of skilled individuals there with affordable hourly rates, so it's possible to find an experienced executive assistant who is willing to join your team for as little as $5. So go ahead and sign up, post your job ad, and see if you like the talent pool available there. If there are applicants you like and want to reach out to them, you need to subscribe to a paid plan first because onlinejobs.ph doesn't allow users with free accounts to interact with the workers there. They did this to protect their workers from scammers. Anyway, the fee isn't much. Just choose the $69 plan and you're ready to go. Go interview the top candidates, and once you've found the one you like, cancel the plan so you no longer have to pay the monthly fee. So there you have it. I hope this will help you find the perfect executive assistant that can help you grow your business. Feel free to drop us a message in the comments. In the description below, you will find a link to our favorite job board, Online Jobs. Hope this has been helpful. See you in the next video.